So let's talk about the latest model called Ivresse. As I mentioned, what is very important on this case, as you can see, the case back is curved, and this is really to fit on your wrist. But when you make a case, when you build a case like this, you have a lot of constraints regarding the movement. And we make it very complicated because the plate of the movement that we have in this watch is also curved. You can see here the basic of the plate. This is half manufactured. You can see here the center part. This is going to be the movement. And you see here the back of the movement where it's already curved. And this is exactly the same curve that we have on the case back. You see here the detail on the movement. This is the top of the movement, which is just below the dial. This is some parts that you will never see when you wear the watch. On the other side, on the case back, there is a crystal sapphire case back. You see the detail on the movement. You see on one side you have the tourbillon, on the other side you have the barrel. You can see all the detail of the finishing of the plate, which is handmade. The operation to have this small point here is called in French ciselage. This is handmade with just one pin and a hammer, and it takes about 5 hours just to do this for one plate. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the watch. As I mentioned before, you can see that the case is curved. The reason we curve the case is really when you put the watch on your wrist, you can see it fits perfectly, despite the size of the wrist. I have a relatively small wrist, it fits perfectly. On a larger wrist, it will also fit perfectly. Just to give you a size, this size here of the case is over 53 millimeter, so it's quite big. The case was designed by Eric Giroux as well as the dial, and we asked him to make the watch as simple as possible. You can see on the dial we have just our small logo, but you don't see the brand Badollet. We have just the 12th index, 2 hands and nothing else. In terms of detail, you see the bezel of the watch here around. We took this design to design the buckle, which is also in platinum. This watch is very tactile. Wherever you touch it, it's absolutely not aggressive, it's very smooth. Let's discuss now a little bit about the case back. You can see on the case back the name of the brand Badollet, which is engraved, as well as the name of the model, which has been called Ivresse. You have also an opening of the crystal glass with the shape of the sign of infinity. The sign of infinity is also the one that we use for our tourbillon. On the other side, you can see the barrel.